Okay, so consumer email accounts. Um, there's several types of email providers here. Um, First, you have the spam filtering that's provided by your internet service provider, whether you're using broadband or dial-up. So that's done at the server level. Also, you've got your free email account providers, web-based email accounts such as Hotmail, Yahoo, and Gmail. Um, Also now, what's starting to be offered is Google Apps, especially with when you register a domain, you can get free email for up to, I think it's 15 users, something like that, free with Google Apps, and the email account that you get with it is free, and it's identical to Gmail in its functionality. So a lot of people are turning to that. And then you have paid web-based email providers such as GoDaddy and any other domain or email host um, out there. Each of these companies has its own proprietary ways of filtering, um, and they can be any of the previously mentioned methods. Some of them, for instance, GoDaddy, they allow the user to adjust the spam filtering level so that they can make it so that that the filtering is very lenient and lets through most emails, only blocking the ones that are completely obviously spam, or they can turn it up and make the screen more stringent so that fewer emails get through. Some people just prefer to have it this way. For instance, if you're in some sort of customer service or sales role, you don't want to have emails from prospects or clients going through to this and getting put in the spam filter needlessly, because it can cost you relationships. So some people, myself included, who use GoDaddy, don't use the spam filter at all, because we're on very few spammers lists anyway, and we want to see all the emails that are coming through, good or bad. Now, most of these use a feedback loop, and what a feedback loop is where a system where the user can, when they receive an email with any of these providers, they can click the mark as spam button that flags the email, and then what happens is that when they do that, a signal is sent to the email provider, and that it will indicate that that sender of that email had one spam complaint, and it came from this person and their email address. So most of the major email providers, whether they're broadband or free or GoDaddy types, use feedback loops. And one of the things you can do is if you want to keep it's important to keep appraised of who's making spam complaints against you, so that you can take them off your list, because they do have a big impact on deliverability. So there's actually a Wikipedia page. If you look under feedback loops email under Wikipedia, you can find a large list of email providers who offer feedback loops, plus the links on how to apply for them. You do have to apply for all of them, and what ultimately happens is that anytime that someone makes a spam complaint against you, if you're signed up with the feedback loop for that email provider, then they will send you a message saying this person made a complaint against this email at this date and time, etc., and give you their email address, and you can get them off their list. If you're working with an email service provider, then all of them will provide this for you, although they will not necessarily provide this for all the accounts, all the email providers that are out there. Like, for instance, if you're working with a U.S. U.S. email-based email service provider, then they may not provide the reporting for countries outside the U.S., like, for instance, Canada or Europe and that sort of thing. So, you definitely want to have know about who is making spam complaints about you for any of the domains that are highly represented in your email, whether you get these through your email service provider in the reports, or you sign up for these reports yourself. Some providers don't still use feedback loops. What what happens is that if you're, for instance, using Gmail, if a user flags your message as spam, all it really does is just block the person, the sender at the user level. So if I try to send a message to johnsmith@gmail.com and he hits the mark as spam button, then anytime I try to send an email to johnsmith@gmail.com again, the email will get blocked and either get spam filtered or not blocked and not reach him at all. Okay, so user-installed programs. We're talking about anti-spam programs that are installed on a user's personal computer. Now, the different programs out there, some of them you have to pay for them, some of them are free. The ones that work, that are installed at desktop level, they work in conjunction with the email software that you're using on your computer, whether you're using Microsoft Outlook, Outlook Express, Mozilla Thunderbird, or any of the installed versions of these programs versus web-based versions. And as mentioned earlier, with GoDaddy, users can often set the spam sensitivity level. So if they wanted to have it strong filtering, they can. If they want weak filtering or medium, somewhere in between, they can. Just depending on what type of account they're using, what they're using the account for. If there's time sensitivity to the relationships, they will obviously want to have the filtering low. But if that's not the case with the account and they're already getting a lot of spam, then they'll probably opt to keep the spam rating higher so that more emails are filtered. The filtering process is more stringent. Whitelisting software is often used by individuals as well. What this is it's a service that you can sign up. For instance, SpamRest is one of them, where if you send an email to this person, that you'll get an auto reply back from them stating that you have to confirm that you are a person sending them an email and not an automated that you're not on some list that's just being sent out. So they want to confirm that it is a person sending you an email and not that. So what it'll do is it'll challenge you to click a link and go to a web page where you have to type out a CAPTCHA code or one of those funny looking, difficult to read alphanumeric sequence where you have to really kind of look at it closely and read it, and it's usually not readable by a machine, only by a person. So once you enter this code sequence correctly, then your email gets released to the person's inbox. And but if you don't enter the sequence, then the email will stay in their spam folder and eventually get deleted.